Games come in thick and fast, of course. Brentford now on Saturday on the back of that midweek game against Nottingham Forest. How is camp after that game?
Obviously disappointed coming this morning and on the back of 2 defeats. Stoke, where we weren't at the races at all. It's hugely disappointing performance to go with the result, but then wanting to put it right against Forest, and in so many ways so much more positive, so much better with the ball, built really good passages of play, some really good play, some good individual performances. Disappointment, lack of the end product, just in the final third, just lack of composure, a little bit wasteful decision making, but the individual sort of thought process into those errors, but a lot of good stuff, and frustrating that we give a goal away at the start of the second half. Then you're chasing the game a little bit. Obviously disappointed with the not getting the penalty just before half time. I thought it was a major call to go against us, 2 home games in a row, which could have changed the outcome of the game. But ultimately the boys have come in and they know they played relatively well, and they know Saturday's a big test against Brentford, playing against another really good side. Certainly front 3 players are really good at this level, so a huge test for us, and no time for feeling sorry for themselves, for the lads. Straight back on the training ground and working and building towards Saturday.
Wednesday night's fixtures as well went as well as could be hoped, really, in terms of that shake-up. Still 6 points off the top 6. That is a positive to take out of a negative almost on the back of the defeat.
Yeah, I think probably a little bit surprised coming off the pitch Tuesday night. On the back of the Forest result, thinking it's a big mountain to climb now. Still, obviously, a long way to go to force our way into that top 6, but results have transpired that we're no further away, and so we can look at a missed opportunity really to close that gap, but we have to look at the positive and say, look, Brentford 6 points in front of us, and an opportunity to close the gap on them as an individual. As I keep saying, we've worked so hard to get to where we are. We now just need to build on that hard work and just push us closer to the playoffs. I think we're a team that certainly would be feared if we got even closer to the teams above us. I think the nature of the Championship at the moment is for everyone to see. West Brom are obviously now on a cracking little run since we beat them here. Leeds have just started to pick up again, but everybody else is much for muchness, and see teams at the bottom, Barnsley, Wigan, Luton, Stoke beating us, obviously Huddersfield, winning games of football regularly, and just the nature of the Championship is so competitive, that one run of results, 2, 3, 4 results in a row can really propel you up the league table, and ultimately that's why we moved from sort of Christmas period to the last 7 days into a lot healthier position, because we had a run of results that were consistent.
You spoke about levels being set certainly earlier in February. Luton and Huddersfield suggested an element of self-policing amongst the boys, if they know what those levels are and they know when they're not at them.
Yeah, I think good group in that sense. That relatively successful group that have been here for a period, but have had success at other clubs as well. They know their standards, and they know how far they've come over the last few months, and we can't just expect just to continue rising all the time. There has to be a backward step to go again. It's how minor that step is backwards, and Stoke was a disappointment. Forest was a good performance, but not the right result. So the lads know their standards and they know what's expected from them, from me and within the group themselves, and that's why I think we saw a positive reaction Tuesday night. I'm sure we'll get one again Saturday, and the boys are hungry to do well. They are hungry to do well, and they want to be successful, and they know success this year is to continue building on results, but also try and really push for that top 6 position.
Joe Walls came back into the action midweek. You've spoken about how almost a sense of frustration that you haven't had that time with a quality player. It's a big boost having someone like him back into the group.
It is, yeah, great having him back in the group. Obviously he's not played a lot of football in the last 4 months really, so really careful how we sort of nurture him back into the group, and that's why sort of 20-25 minutes the other night was a real good step for him in the right direction. talk about Joe quite a lot and his importance to the group off the pitch, as in i.e. the training pitch, in the gym, around the building, as well as on the pitch. And there's certainly no disrespect to Marlon and Will and Leo that have done really well for us as well. But Joe is an important part of this club. I think Joe's been a blow for thinking about rotating and just having his qualities as a winner on the pitch. But also, I think I'm missing Mendy and now Tomo, big players as well. So to get your players back and fit and within the group is a boost for everybody. And also we have to be mindful of Rouse's lack of minutes, but also the fact is sometimes you just have to play people to build the minutes up.
You mentioned Tomo. Of course, he's had such a great time under you. Questions have been asked. How is he doing in terms of his headspace? It's a big blow for him, but how is he doing, and how are the squad rallying around him at this time?
With him, same sort of like Mendy when he got injured as well. Disappointing when you lose influential players. Tomo has been great. He's been at the games. Came up to Stoke with the group to the game because he wanted to be part of it. He's frustrated because he's been in unbelievable form and just enjoying himself as an individual. I think when you're a footballer, if it's going really well in your footballing career, your whole life sort of follows suits. And I think Tomo's in a really good place, and just disappointing really. It's disappointing he's not helping the lads out. Obviously the boys miss him on the training pitch because he's such an infectious character as well. And then also we miss him on match day. But I've also been very clear is that people have to step up and have to be honest and say, have we missed him? Yeah, of course we've missed him. I think if you took Lewis Grabban out the Nottingham Forest side, would they have beat us? I don't think so. So we can miss Lee, we can miss Mendy, and we can miss Joe Rawls and people like that. But then people have to perform as well. And ultimately, what was missing from the performance the other night was just that little bit of creativity around the box. That end product, the final moment, was it the shot? Was it a cross? And that's where we just need to be better. And we've got what we've got players-wise. We just have to keep working with them and helping them develop and improve.
Robert Glatzel came back into the starting 11, had a good game from my perspective. That dynamic with him and Callum Patterson up top has got it could be fruitful.
Yeah, I think we went with Callum and Danny at Stoke and worked extremely hard, covered a lot of distance. I thought it was a partnership that might cause Stoke more problems than it actually did on the day, but not really down to them, probably just a poor team performance. Glatz and Pato, Glatz and Waldy, I think good combinations. Glatz likes to come to the ball more than run away from it, and Pato and Waldy also like to run away from the ball and sort of get in behind. So could be good combinations. For me, we're taking a lot into consideration. Freshness, in team selection, the opposition certainly, in how they play and how we can affect them, and then sort of how individuals can impose themselves and combination can impose themselves on the game. Obviously, three strikers that all want to play, and if we're going to play two of the three, then it's important to have that impact off the bench as well. And Danny certainly gave us that the other night when he came. It was a great impact, and was unlucky not to get on the score sheet. So lots for me to consider before Brentford. Mention
for young Dion is first start, and well-deserved plaudits as well.
Yes, I thought it was excellent. I mentioned afterwards he looked a player that had played 100 games in the Championship. Yes, he got things wrong. Of course he did, but he got so much right as well, and was so pleased with him. He's such a good character, such a great lad. Intensity to train every day is superb. 3 new lads that have come in. I've said on record before that Albert as a senior player, Brad and Dion, training levels, are really impressive. And we've seen Albert's performances have been on the large very, very good. Dion's come in and had an excellent debut, and Brad we've not seen yet in the first team fold, which I'm sure we will over a period of time. So they work so hard on the training pitch, they get their rewards. And Dion really composed, calm with the ball, good use of the ball, got into really dangerous areas, really linked up well with Junior, and obviously defensively wise he's good athleticism and good size, and he's aggressive as well. So it was a good debut. I've talked really highly of him there, and don't want him to get carried away. But he's a very level-headed guy, and he won't. And he knows he needs to keep improving all the time. Obviously, he's fighting for a right back position with Jazz. If Jazz is fully recovered.
And finally, 11 games to go. Heading into that final stretch now, as we approach March, the sun's out of the Vale. It feels like a good place to be at the moment? And how pleased are you with where you've come to this point, and how confident are you looking forward to now?
Really pleased to be sort of almost 4 months down the line, and we've come a long way. We've had to change quite a lot in a short space of time. There's still so much improvement in this group. So much I want to change, but you can only change, evolve over a period of time. We've done great, especially from sort of from QPR. From QPR, we've had a great run. Evolved the group, transformed the mentality in the group on the training pitch and match day, and we've took a step backwards over 4 days, Stoke and Forest, and it's about putting that right, and you do that by getting a result. And I'm so happy with the group. It's an honest group. If they make mistakes, they're honest mistakes. They give everything for the club. They work hard. And I enjoy working with characters like that. Where are we moving forward? Well, it's about getting a result against Brentford. Games are running out, so without trying to sound negative, we know we've got ourselves into a position where we're chasing teams now. We're close, but we need to get closer. And it's not a season-defining game Saturday, but it is a big game. It is a big game, and I think when you get to 11 games to go, you can put pressure on yourself and the group, and say a big performance needed Saturday against Brentford, and that's down to individuals and the collective unit.